You know how it is. You want to stay informed. But who has time for endless scrolling?
Exactly. Information overload.
So that's why we're here. Today, we're doing a deep dive into something pretty buzzworthy. Katy Perry's recent trip to space. Well, suborbital space.
Yeah, aboard a Blue Origin flight. We've looked at the news reports.
And our mission, basically, is to pull out the really interesting bits for you, the key insights from this cosmic hop.
Right, because it's more than just a celebrity going up there, isn't it?
Definitely.
It gives you a look at the tech, the actual human experience of it, and, well, the whole space tourism scene that's bubbling up.
Okay, let's get into it. The launch itself. This happened Monday.
Yep, this past Monday out in western Texas.
Time. Just after 8:30 in the morning, Central Time.
Uh-huh. Imagine seeing that.
And the whole thing, takeoff to landing, get this, about 10 minutes.
10 minutes. It's incredibly short.
A blink of an eye, really. But what a 10 minutes that must have been.
Absolutely. And the crew, this is pretty significant. It was all women.
All women. Okay, so Katy Perry, obviously.
Right, and Lauren Sanchez, Jeff Bezos' fiancee.
Oh, okay.
Also, Gayle King, the TV presenter.
Familiar face.
Carrie Flynn, a film producer. Aisha Bowe, who's a former NASA scientist.
And present background.
And Amanda Nguyen, founder of RISE, the group campaigning against sexual violence.
Wow. That's quite a diverse group. Really accomplished women.
It really is. It kind of showcases maybe a shift towards broader representation, something you might find encouraging.
Yeah, it does feel like these things, these experiences that seemed impossible are becoming, well, not common, but maybe slightly more reachable.
For a certain group, yeah. Still very exclusive, of course.
True. And this was on a Blue Origin vessel, part of their new Shepherd program.
That's the one. This was their 11th human flight using that system.
Okay.
And the 31st flight for the program overall. They've now sent, I think, 58 people up.
58. It's quite a number building up. A real milestone for them.
It is. And technically, where did they go? They definitely got past the Karman line.
All right, the official boundary of space. How high is that again?
Over 100 kilometers, about 60 miles up.
So even though it was short, they were properly in space, not just very high altitude.
Exactly. That's an important distinction, you know. They reached space.
And for a little while, they experienced weightlessness.
Yeah, that's a key part of it. A brief period where they could unbuckle, float around the cabin.
Wow. Can you even imagine that? 0G. Even for a few minutes. Must mess with your head in a good way.
It's probably the main draw for these suborbital flights, that feeling. Even a short dose is, well, transformative, people say.
Uh-huh.
And there was that great little story from Gayle King. She said Katy Perry started singing up there.
No way. Singing what?
What a Wonderful World.
Oh, wow. A bit cheesy, maybe, but
Mm-hmm.
actually kind of perfect for that moment, isn't it?
You can see it, right? Floating there, looking down. Fits.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And Perry's own review.
Glowing. She apparently gave it a 10 out of 10.
A perfect score.
And basically said everyone should definitely go for it.
Well, when someone like Katy Perry says that, it carries some weight, doesn't it? Amplifies the message.
Huge platform. And remember, this new Shepherd craft, it's fully automated.
Right, no pilots in the capsule itself.
No. Vertical takeoff, the capsule separates mid-flight for the views and the floating.
Uh-huh.
Then it comes back down under parachutes with a final retro rocket blast for a soft landing.
So passengers just enjoy the ride, basically.
Pretty much. Which, I suppose, might make it seem less daunting for potential customers down the line.
Yeah, maybe slightly less terrifying than actually flying a rocket yourself. Though the price tag is probably still pretty terrifying.
We'll get to that. But the emotional side really came through, too. Perry apparently kissed the ground when she got out.
Kiss the ground. That's visceral. Says a lot.
It really does. It underlines how intense it must feel. And she had this quote. Something like, "You never know how much love is inside of you until the day you launch."
That's deeper than you might expect.
Mm-hmm.
Suggests a real perspective shift.
Yeah, quite profound. And Gayle King said something similar, didn't she?
She did. Talked about how quiet space was and how looking back at Earth made her think.
What was it like? That's where we came from.
Yeah, and that it was a reminder about how we need to do better and be better.
It's that overview effect you hear astronauts talk about. Seeing the planet like that, it does seem to spark some deep thoughts.
It makes you think about Earth's fragility, our place in it all.
Exactly. That delicate blue marble idea. And interestingly, Perry linked it to something very personal.
Oh, what was that?
Her motivation. She said she wanted to inspire her daughter Daisy to have limitless dreams.
Ah, okay. So connecting this huge high-tech thing to just being a mom. That really grounds it, makes it relatable.
Totally humanizes it, yeah.
Okay, let's zoom out a bit. Context. You mentioned the all-woman crew. First since Valentina Tereshkova.
Way back in 1963, her solo flight. So yeah, huge gap makes this flight historically quite significant.
Definitely something to note. And it happened via Blue Origin, who were really pushing this space tourism angle.
They've been at it for a few years now, offering these suborbital flights. But interestingly, they don't say how much tickets cost.
Really? They keep the price secret.
Seems so. Adds to the exclusivity, I guess.
Or maybe they just charge different people different amounts. Who knows?
Could be. But we know other famous names have flown. William Shatner, Captain Kirk himself.
That's right. I remember that. So using celebrities is clearly part of their strategy.
Oh, for sure. It keeps them in the headlines, builds the brand, generates interest, especially in a competitive field.
Because they aren't the only ones doing this, are they?
Not at all. You've got Virgin Galactic doing similar suborbital trips.
Richard Branson's company.
Right. And Blue Origin, well, they seem to have bigger plans too. They talk about eventually competing with SpaceX.
But they do orbital flights, like proper long-duration stuff.
Exactly. That's the eventual aim, it seems. Orbital tourism, a much bigger leap technically and experientially.
So these 10-minute hops are just the start for them?
Kind of like a stepping stone. And speaking of steps, they did recently have that successful first unmanned orbital launch of their New Glenn rocket.
Ah, New Glenn. That's their big one, isn't it?
Yeah, that was back in January. A big deal for them, showing progress towards those bigger orbital ambitions.
So putting Katy Perry on a New Shepard flight, it keeps the Blue Origin name out there while they work on the next big thing.
That seems to be the main purpose, really. Maintain public interest, demonstrate capability, keep the buzz going in this, pretty cutthroat space tourism market.
Makes sense. Okay, so let's wrap this up. Key takeaways for you listening.
Right. You've got this short, but clearly powerful spaceflight.
Done by a historic all-woman crew.
Which prompted some really deep emotional reactions and shifts in perspective.
Yeah, talk about love, our planet, inspiring kids.
And all happening because Blue Origin is pushing forward in this competitive space tourism race using these flights strategically.
Right, and maybe the aha moment here is that contrast. This incredible futuristic tech.
Meeting these very fundamental human feelings about life, Earth, connection, it kind of grounds the whole thing.
It does. So final thought to leave you with. As space does become slowly more accessible, maybe not for us tomorrow, but eventually, how might these kinds of experiences, these overview moments, actually change us? Change how we see our planet and our place in the universe?
Yeah, what's the long-term impact on human perspective going to be?
Well, the big question to ponder.